Hey, what if the secret to a successful year wasn't in your goals, but in the daily habits and systems that you create? Today, I'm sharing how to set up your routines for long term momentum and growth when we return. Hello there, Mompreneurs. Welcome to another episode of the Making of a Mompreneur Show. I am Rasheeda Green. I am the founder and CEO of Get Coaching, the host of this wonderful Mompreneur HQ community, and the creator of the Mompreneur Academy, where we help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting themselves or their families in the process. And we do that through content, courses, community, and through the Digimompreneur Academy. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to today's episode titled Momentum Makers, Building Habits and Systems to Sustain Success All Year Long. We're still early in the year, and this is the perfect time to talk about one of the biggest keys to success, and that is momentum. And that's why that's my word for the year. Momentum, momentum, momentum. Here's the truth: setting goals is only the first step, right? To achieve them, you need to have habits and systems in place that keep you consistent, focused, and on track. Today, we're diving into why habits are more reliable than motivation, how to build systems that simplify your life and business, my favorite daily practices to keep momentum going strong all year long. So, now, if you haven't already, go ahead and drop in the comments hashtag live if you're watching live, hashtag replay if you're watching replay, and let us know where you're tuning in from. We really do want to know how far and wide our reach is in the Mompreneur HQ community. And if you don't already have it set out on your desk or wherever you are watching this show, make sure that you grab a pencil, paper, or digital device so that you can jot down the notes that I'll be sharing, because there will be some examples and action steps that I want you to take to help you put into practice, not next month, but this month. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a game plan to make your 2025 the most productive and fulfilling year yet. All right, if you're ready, put it in the comments. I am ready. Because if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. That's the tip for free. Tip for free. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Why? Because you be ready. Anyway, moving on, we're going to start with why motivation fades. It's a reality check. We listen. You might have already had on your docket for 2025 that you're going to lose 10 pounds by January 31st, and you had a plan. I'm going to watch this YouTube, I'm going to put on this app, I'm going to document, I'm going to wake up early and do this routine. You look around now and it's probably already faded. Your motivation is already weaned. You're probably like, oh, tomorrow. And tomorrow just never seems to come. When it comes time to doing the thing that you were so pumped and amped to do for your New Year's resolutions, just know that motivation is a feeling, and all feelings, it comes and it goes. One day you wake up excited and ready to tackle your to do list, and the next day you're scrolling Instagram wondering where the time went. This is where habits come in. Habits are like the autopilot setting for your brain. They allow you to take consistent action without needing willpower or motivation. Why? Because it's a habit. It's something that's ingrained at this point. You do it over and over again, that it becomes autopilot behavior. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't have to remind yourself to do it. It's automatic. Why? Because I got to brush my teeth in the morning. I got to brush my teeth at night, right? Imagine if working on your business could feel the same way. If you're ready, again, hashtag I'm ready in the comments. Go ahead, drop them in below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If wherever you are watching, subscribe or follow. That either one, it works for me. Let us know how we're doing. Because if you like them and you subscribe and you comment and you give us some engagement, it helps us to know what type of episodes you would like to watch. So let's talk about these habits. What makes a good habit? A good habit is a small and manageable task habit. If it's too big, it feels overwhelming. You're like, oh no, I can't do it. No, it's too overwhelming. For example, instead of saying, I'm going to write a blog post every day, start with, I'll write for 10 minutes a day. So guess what? That 10 minutes a day becomes the habit because you just decided I'm going to write 10 minutes a day. Now, what you write in those 10 minutes could potentially be the start of a blog or maybe literally a whole blog, depending on how motivated, depending on how much you put into the time that you allot to write for your blog. A good habit is aligned with your goals. If your goal is to grow your email list, your habit might be creating one piece of lead magnet content each week. Something that is aligned with your goals because it's a lead magnet content, it's lead magnet content, right? And you say you want to get to a particular point in your email list by a particular date. And saying that you're going to do it each week is a build up to reaching the goal that you set. And guess what? If you do it each week, again, it becomes a habit, something that you do that you look forward to on your schedule or to block out because it's something that you always do on a weekly basis. Another thing, a good habit is built into your routine. This is what I was talking about a moment ago. The more consistent you are with your timing, the easier it becomes. For instance, if you want to engage with your audience on Instagram, set a timer for 15 minutes right after lunch every day, 15 minutes right after dinner every day, 10 minutes after you brush your teeth. Put it on the calendar, make it a part of your routine. And that's how you will be able to get your habits to help you get to your goals. Now, let's look at how this will all play out. If you have a goal that you want to launch a new digital product in March, the habit then would be to spend 20 minutes every morning working on one small piece of the product. On Monday, brainstorm ideas. On Tuesday, outline your content. On Wednesday, you get the idea. By the end of the week, you've made measurable progress without feeling overwhelmed. This is progress towards the goal that you set versus having it be, yay, yay, Rosh Hashanah, and then next thing you know, it's March, and you're like, I really wanted to get that digital product done by March. But if it's a habit and you are consistent with this 20 minutes every morning, guess what? You are closer to becoming that digital product creator that you intended to be for March. The key is to keep it small and consistent. Don't, me, I put on my calendar, I'm going to do an hour a day. You know what happened with that hour? Nothing. So if it was 20 minutes, keeping it small and consistent, those little power pumps would really help because over time, those small actions compound into big results. And that's what we want in 2025. We want big results. So now, as far as your participation, because that's what we're talking about in 2025 and momentum, we have to move forward to our goals. We are not going to be stagnant. And so when we are having these making of a mompreneur shows, making those, that's an action verb. And we want you to do things to help you to become the mompreneur that you are destined to become because you're watching the show. You want to be a mompreneur. And if you are already, then you want to be consistent. And if you are consistent already, then you want to get the momentum to take you to the next level. So I want you to think about your top goal for this quarter, Q1, January, February, March. What's the top goal? And then what's one small habit that you can create to move closer to it? I want you to go ahead and write it down. Take a moment. If you need to pause the show, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and press pause so that you can take the moment to write this down. Because remember, you already have your notebook, pen, paper, or digital device because I asked you to get that at the beginning of the show so that you don't have to go anywhere. But now you have the opportunity to actually take some notes, take some action, think about your top goal for the quarter. And I want you to take one of those goals and build it out. One small habit that you can do to get you closer to reaching that goal. All right. Let me know how you're doing. If you wrote it down, put in the hashtag done in the comments if you wrote that down. All right, now we're moving on because we said that we want to make sure that we're momentum makers. So, this portion, we're going to be talking about creating systems for simplicity and growth. You would not believe it, but systems really save lives. I'm telling you. Let's talk about systems. And while habits are about those daily actions that you can take to get towards your goal, systems are about creating repeatable processes that make your life easier. That's what we want, smooth sailing, right? So let me give you an analogy. Think of your business like a car. Habits are the fuel that keep you moving, but systems are the engine. Without an engine, the car doesn't run efficiently, if at all. Because now we got these Tesla vehicles and electric vehicles, so they don't need engines. And it's so funny that one of my girlfriends saw somebody putting groceries in the front of their car and was like, "What in the world? That is so who is doing that? What?" And I was like, "Oh, it must be a Tesla because they don't have engines." And she was just stunned that these cars don't have engines. But yeah, electric vehicles, if they're 100% electric, they have no need for an engine, right? So anyway, systems give your business structure, efficiency, and the ability to grow without overwhelming you. And so when we're talking about systems, there's three must-have systems that you should have as a mompreneur. And I think that they're very simple, but again, it keeps you structured in what it is that you're producing and how you're operating and which direction you're going towards your goals. All right. So first one I would suggest is your content creation system. You want to plan your content in advance. Okay. We like to do a lot of stuff on the fly, but we need to plan your content in advance with a monthly or a weekly theme if possible. And the only reason why I suggest that is for continuity, right? It's like a flow, like even for our mom live shows or the making of a mompreneur show, we try to keep a flow, a theme that we're going with so that when people watch this show, they can binge it if they want and get the necessary tools and resources that they need from the conversation and the topics as long as we're going in some sort of flow. One of them is September. We do our self-love September. And so all the topics around September would be self-love. And in this month, January, we're talking about goals and goal setting and how you can reach your goals. So that's the kind of thing I mean by a theme. For example, if you're promoting a new product, you want to create content that leads up to the launch. So, if that product it happens to be about digital products, have your content lead up to the launch of that digital product. So if that digital product solves a particular problem, then maybe the content leading up to that product launch would be topics regarding a particular problem that digital product solves. So think about that. Another part of content creation system is batch creating your content. We talk about it all the time. Just grab an hour, 30 minutes and just pump out some content, whether it be, like I said, for me, it might be scripting show notes, or it might be creating lead magnets, or it might be creating rather our social media content for the week or for the month, or even our Digimompreneur Academy, making sure that we are lining up our content for the academy on a regular basis. So batch creating allows you to be able to spend some time writing captions or one day recording videos and then a theme day, but Wednesday might be the one day that you decide to schedule everything for the rest of the week or Sunday night. So batch create your content. That's something that helps to create a system of flow. You can also repurpose your content. So if you take a live video, you can turn that into a blog post and a few social media graphics, and then even an email, that same content. And if you have been around the Mompreneur HQ for any length of time, you might know that we do just that. So we do the making of a mompreneur show that we launch on our Digimompreneur page and in our Mompreneur HQ community. And then we take that video and put it on YouTube and we transcribe it and we put the notes out there for a blog. And then we also do audiograms sometimes to get the word out. We send out some email reminder notices where we send let people know that they can get our information out on these different platforms. Repurposing your content is a great way, and setting up a system to repurpose your content is a great way to have a content creation system that allows you to get in an autopilot state. All right, the next must-have system for mompreneurs is going to be our task management system. Man, it's difficult. It is difficult to try to manage all the things that we do, right? And so, having a task management system is a great way to organize yourself, your business, and keep things flowing. Again, remember, in momentum, not necessarily motivation. So, use tools like Trello. I just actually added our newest team member to Trello, but we also use Basecamp and Notion. There are a number of them that are out there that you can use to organize your to-dos. Then you can also use them to break your tasks into categories like marketing, admin, product creation, etc. All those are opportunities. That task management system is an opportunity for you to organize the workload. You can prioritize using the Eisenhower matrix. Have you ever heard of that? The Eisenhower matrix says organize your items by urgent and important. Do it now. Important, but not urgent. Schedule it. Urgent, but not important. Delegate it. And if it's neither of the above, eliminate it. Okay. So do it now, schedule it, delegate it, or eliminate it. Those are the four prioritization categories for the Eisenhower matrix that you may want to consider when building out your task management system. Because what you don't want to do is have a whole bunch of stuff to do, because then you're managing your calendar instead of managing your business. All right. And the third system, my sisters, for self care for mompreneurs is self care system. You got to block out some time for yourself, girl. Because let me tell you, if you don't, you're going to be worn out and tired all the time. Make sure you put some time on the calendar for yourself. Now, I'm not saying it has to be every day for a whole hour a day, or it has to be a trip to the spa. It has to be a trip to your nail tech, but it needs to be something that you put in your calendar that you hold yourself to, because what happens is other things pile up on top of your calendar, and the one thing that you quick to slide past is, oh yeah, I had spa on the calendar, I'll do that next week, and then next week never comes. So let's not do that in 2025. Make sure that we have a self-care system so that we stay replenished as mom entrepreneurs and be able to build our business and maintain our family and household at the same time. So an example would be for you to set maybe Fridays as your no work days, or carve out 30 minutes each morning for prayer or journaling. Let me tell you, when I was a stay-at-home mom, I thought that maybe my whole day was me indulging in self-care, because I didn't have a job to go to. Just because I didn't have a job to go to didn't mean that I didn't have stuff that I needed to do. And when running my business, it seemed like with the job, I can clock out in 8 hours. But with running my business, no, it wasn't that simple. I just felt like I just couldn't log out just because it was 5 o'clock or whatever time it was. But one of the things I did start doing was keeping my calendar clear on Friday. So my Calendly would be blocked for Fridays. That was what I would do as my no work Fridays, my no work day. And it really was helpful, because when all of the things that were going on, it was just a lot I was trying to put together. It really just worked that I was able to take those Fridays and leave them clear. Another thing for self care, you want to make sure that you automate any task that you can to free up your time. Use the grocery delivery services or schedule recurring appointments for self care, so that they have these memberships Spa memberships, you can indulge in a spa membership, go right ahead and make sure you have that on the calendar every single month. Whatever it is, something that whatever you can automate so that it's a no, you don't have to think hard about it, then go ahead and do that. And now, when I talk about the three systems that every mompreneur needs, I said content creation system, task management system, self-care system. Which of these systems could you implement like this week? Write it down and plan one small step to set it up. Just one. If it means making the phone call, if it means checking your bank account, if it means calling the sitter, which of these systems could you implement this week? Now, listen, I know this week is already almost over, but a week is still 7 days, and you got time between now and the next episode and the next week to be able to implement at least one thing. Okay. Now, moving on to my last point, daily practices to keep momentum going. Now, your daily actions are the foundation of your success. So we talked about that. But the best part is you don't need to overhaul your entire life. Just a few intentional practices can make it really worthwhile. Now, some of those things that you can do, I'm going to give you three, is the morning power hour. Spend 20 minutes planning your day, 20 minutes creating content, 20 minutes on personal development, whether that be you reading, praying, meditating, or even mindset work. That's your morning power hour. I would even throw some exercise in there if you could, right? That could be multitasking in a way where you're exercising and listening to a book. There's ways that you can do it. But another thing I want you to do is to celebrate your wins, not annually or monthly, but daily. Each day, by writing down one thing that you accomplished, you can document and celebrate your wins. This keeps you motivated and focused on the progress that you've already made rather than thinking that you have to be perfect, you have to have perfection. And then the last thing for momentum boosting practices I want to say is reflect and adjust. So take 5 minutes at the end of your workday to reflect on what went well and what could be improved tomorrow. Use this insight to refine your habits and your systems. So I said three. There's a morning power hour. You celebrate your wins daily or reflect and adjust. Which daily practice resonates most with you today? Go ahead and write it down and commit to trying it this week. Feel free to put your comment in the comment field. I will gladly read over them and love to see what you say. And as we get ready to prepare to wrap up, I want to make sure that you have your action steps for this week. We said first, when we were talking about the power of habits over motivation, that you should identify one habit to build and anchor it to an existing routine. We want you to do something that you're going to build into an existing routine. Create that habit. Second, we said creating systems for simplicity and growth. So set up one system to simplify your life or your business. And then we said daily practices to keep momentum going. Try one daily practice to boost your momentum. That could be the morning power hour, celebrating your wins daily, or reflect and adjust. Either way, we want you to take some action this week. And I'd love to hear what you're working on. So share your progress with me either on social media, or you can send us an email at hello@digimompreneur.com. And I am here to cheer you on. And guess what? If you want some personalized support to build momentum in your business, I want you to go ahead and join the Digimompreneur Academy. You'll get access to tools, resources, and guidance to help you to be consistent and achieve your goals. I want you to visit our website at www.digimompreneur.com and sign up today. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Making of a Mompreneur Show. And remember, success is built one habit, one system, and one day at a time. Let's keep the momentum going all year long. All righty. Until next time.